All right, my snowmobile, four-wheeler, and everything that's terrible, loving YouTube friends. It's been a long time since I made a video, but tonight I'm making a new one. So pretty much tonight's video is all about the Apex in the spirit of the winter season. So if you remember, I had a Fusion last year. She gone. I picked up another Apex. This is not the one that I picked up. This is the one from last year's Saga, the one you've seen in all my videos. But this year it's got some pretty serious upgrades. So I wanted to go over that. I wanted to go over some of the frustrations of my preseason maintenance, and yeah, let's talk about it. So first thing this year. So last year we did heat exchangers. This year they leaked again over the summer. Those bad boys up in there once again. Yet again, another leak. So, change them out. Those are all fixed. The other side, same thing, fixed again. While I was doing the heat exchangers, I was like, you know what? Let me check the exhaust donuts, because that's the kind of person I am. So I pulled the whole thing apart, and in the process of pulling the whole thing apart, I noticed 2, 3, 4, like 10 things. Okay, so number one thing, check your bulkhead rivets. So all the rivets that hold the tunnel to the bulkhead, which you can't see, they sit up in here like under the gas tank. They were all loose, every single one of them. I could actually take the sled and wiggle the tunnel. Like if this is the tunnel, I could go like this with it. So that was cute. So the reason why I noticed that was because when I did pull the entire snowmobile apart once again, gas tank, everything. Now keep in mind, I did donuts 2 years ago. One of my clamps for the exhaust was loose. So that was nice. So I tightened up the clamp. Luckily, it wasn't cracked, but this is the reason why we got to check these things every year. Every year, maintenance is important, because had I not checked that halfway through the season, and it didn't sound like it was leaking last year either. I just did it kind of on a whim. Halfway through the season, or who knows, even on the first ride, that probably would have broken the Y pipe, and then I would have spent another 4 or 5 hours in the garage pulling it apart and replacing the Y pipe. So that was fixed. The other thing I noticed in the process of doing that this can was loose. So I fixed that all up. And then we get to the other thing. So drive shaft bearing, I changed that out. That's normal. While I was doing that, I noticed that my slides, which are DuPont slides, which did not have that many miles on them, to be honest with you. They're like, look at this. Like, this bad boy was like, minty fresh. We still got DuPont there. DuPont, we're starting to run out of them a little bit here. And then, wha-bam! Big old hole right up in the front. So where that hole was located, right up here, where that curve is, right there. Yep, that curve, that's where that hole was. So because I'm cheap, I decided to not go with DuPont slides again. I went with graphite slides. That may prove to be a mistake, but we'll see. The Excel X wheels, they're all fine. While I was doing that, I noticed that my arm was cracked. Now you can see all the spots I welded on this thing to strengthen it up. And up there, you can't really see it. But up there, I also strengthened it up, and it was cracked again. It was a very tiny crack, but I pulled that out, welded it again. So far we're at slides, exhaust donuts, or exhaust donut clamping, rivets on the bulkhead. The heat exchangers, both sides again started leaking. And again, keep in mind, I also have these Muffin Works, strength tunnel stiffeners, and it still did that. Okay, so now let's move to the front. So then my sway bar bushings were bad, so I changed them out, so now they're nice and tight. So that's cool. I also noticed the ski spindle bushings were bad, so I swapped them out with new ones that I bought. I had them left over from when I did the front end bushing, or not left over. I had ones on here, or rather, I had some in stock. Let's put it that way. I bought a kit to put in the front, and then realized the fronts had already been done with the aftermarket oil light ones, so it didn't really need it. But the ski spindle ones had not been changed out, either that or they were really loose again, so I swapped them out. That was a nightmare because you can't get them out, and then they're like cracking and falling apart. That was a lot of fun. So, all that said, we got some upgrades going on this year too. So, let's see if you can see it in there. Can I see it? Little power commander. Yeah. All right, so I went to Ulmer Racing, and I got a PC3 power commander. Part of his clutch kit, I didn't go with the whole clutch kit because I want to see how it is without the whole clutch kit, which I know the clutch kit is kind of like the biggest mod you can do, but I really didn't feel like spending, $1,000 on this. So, went with the Power Commander, his tune, his airbox mod, and then he sent me a clutch spring for both the primary and the secondary. He said, depending on where you're running, you might want to swap them out. So, we'll see how that goes. All right, so we got that in there, running real good now, like perfect, running really nice. And then I decided to go with some ice scratchers to try to help those DuPont slides up. So these are, everybody's gonna be mad at me. These are a eBay special. They're like $40, okay? We'll see how they do. So they're I really couldn't see the difference in wrapping paper from Christmas. I really couldn't see the difference in those versus the $90 to $120 ones. They look like the same. I'm sure they're different. I'm sure this won't hold, but we're gonna find out. So I Loctited all the fittings on them, and so we'll see. You can see on the other side. Now, a lot of guys, they run them up here. I did not want to run mine up there because I feel like it just throws all the snow that way, and then what good is it? So I wanted to mount them on the skis. Well, how do you mount them on the skis? If you mount them this way, then they're just going to, I don't know. I don't feel like that's not really the way they're designed to be used. Plus, then you have no way of actually looping them back to your ski to hold them up when you're not using them. So what I did was I made an L-shaped bracket. Or actually, I bought an L-shaped bracket that already had these holes pre-drilled in it. Got some nice, grade 8 / stainless steel hardware for it. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. They're super tight. You see how I butted them right up against the edge of the ski there, so they can't turn up or down. That the edge will hold them. Obviously, drilled a hole in the ski. And now, when you're not using them, you can just loop them right up there. Well, you can't do it right now because that's in the way. But when that's not in the way, they sit right up. I don't know if they're going to stay. I guess we'll find out. If they don't, then they don't. So yeah. So that's the saga of the crappy Apex. I was really annoyed at this thing, but then when I started it for the first time, I was like, yeah, that's why we keep these. The other one is a blue and black ER, which I got from my wife. So she rode this more last year than the Fusion because she liked this more. So we got an Apex ER for her. ER doesn't really mean anything. It's just like the base model. I paid $1,600 for it over the summer and went and tore the whole sled apart and redid everything on the entire sled. It only has 1,600 miles on it. Paid $1,600. So it's like a brand new sled. I'll show that one in another video. But for now, this bad boy is ready to go. That blue one is ready to go. The quad is away for the winter. The new motorcycle, the Versus 1000, we did like 4,000 miles in that thing this year. That's away for the winter. This car is away for the winter. So now it's time for some fun in the snow. So I will talk to you guys soon. I hope everybody's out riding and having a good time. And yeah, I'll get some good riding videos up this year. Talk to you guys soon. Later.